So this is going to be a collection of currency pairs I want to critique, and by critique I mean I want to analyze. I just want to show one of my students some setups based on what he sent me earlier today. So it's not a matter of being right and wrong. I just want to show you how to analyze so that it's not for you to decide what the market is going to do, but for you to follow what the market is saying. All right. So that your bias is not I'm going to buy or I'm going to sell today. Your bias is going to be I will do what the market decides to do and I'll follow along. Okay. So the first currency pair that you sent to me was the USD card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them to the best of my ability. And mind you, I'm not giving you a guarantee that I fully understand all of them to the point of telling you that you sent me 13 pictures, 13 images, I believe. I don't expect to guarantee that I will be able to analyze all 13 100%, but I will do the best I can for you. So what I want you to do is, as I go through any of the pairs, I want you to look at your own laptop, okay, and look at the pair and compare. So in the end, it's what the market decides that we will see. All right. So let's get into this. So right now I'm on USD card, and I'm going to start from the monthly so that you will understand. Now, based on what we are seeing here on the monthly chart, okay, this is the first wave, second, third wave. So we are currently in the fourth wave, okay. And looking back here, you can see that the market is being resisted at this area, which looks like a strong area of resistance. So that means that this resistance level is valid for now. Okay, so because it is valid, we are expecting that this move here most likely is going to come down, possibly for the next few months. Okay, we are still in an uptrend. Remember that this is actually supposed to be we are going to start the fifth wave here, but we 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 don't know if this thing is going to commence to go up, because right now we have an inverted hammer here, which is also a very good sign of reversal. Okay, so most likely price is going to come down a little bit, at least to test this level here before going up for the final swing. Okay, but that's on the monthly. So going to the weekly now, you can see instantly without anybody telling you that we are in a fourth wave. Okay, now sometimes the fourth wave will come as low as somewhere here, okay, which is the beginning of the second wave, or it could just meander around this region and go on. But because this is the weekly chart, what I want you to pay attention for now is the most current levels of price, which is where it went down last for support, okay, and the most current level of resistance. I would actually take here because there's a hammer there. Right now we are forming two spinning tops back to back, so that means that there's a lot of indecision. But this is a fourth wave, and fourth waves generally are not they are what you will call trendless. Okay, it's just sideways moving market. So going down to the daily chart now, you can see it very well. So this is really begin to look for 1 2 3 4 5 Elliott waves here. You can, but it's really going to frustrate you most of the time. So what you will do is, as a day trader, you will look at what the chart is telling you. For instance, you've seen that the market bounced here, went up here, got reversed, okay, retraced, came back here, bounced, and got up to this level, which is close to this previous area of resistance. So right now what you are thinking of is possibly the market is going to go down, and you can see we have a spinning top here. All right, and if you look at the dollar index, you will see that the dollar index is bouncing and going up right now, but this one looks like it's being resisted. So we'll go with what the chart is showing us. All right, now remember we're in a fourth wave, so that means that I'm expecting that prices will go up. So now, if the dollar index is very strong, this move will not be able to come down too much, because already it has formed two incidences of positive divergence back to back. There's the first one here, and there's the second one here, because this point is lower than here. So usually when you see divergence, you expect to see a 1 2 3 or a wave bottom situation. Now I'm going to go lower to the 4-hour chart, and because of that, okay, because of that, this looks like it may not come down to these levels. Okay, it should come down to at least this level, but look at what MACD is saying. It's beginning to look like it looks like it's going to cross, but at the same time it looks like it's just neutralizing, and you can see what's happening here. This doesn't look like a cross is happening, but rather as if it's bouncing off of this 21 EMA, which is in line with what the dollar index is saying right now. So you should look at the dollar index to make a proper analysis. So what I'm saying is this: if this doesn't go down here, then this becomes 1, 2, and this area might possibly be number 3 point, and then the market is going to shoot up. If not, then it should come down to this area here. So because this is a sideways market, I don't want you to begin to look for Elliott wave here. For instance, you were using here as wave 1 and wave 2. If we were in a trending market, that would be correct, but because we are not in a trending market, that is not how you use Elliott wave. I want you, for now, when you want to use Elliott wave, for instance, look, there are 5 complete waves here. All right, there's 1 wave here, there's 2, there's 3, and you can see that there's a cross, and then this is wave 4, and then this is 5. And because there's a golden cross here, that means that there's the first wave started from here. Here can be the second. Okay, this is wave 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so right now we currently seem to be in a 4th wave for this leg. So that is how I want you to be seeing Elliott wave for now. Whenever, like on the daily, on the weekly chart, whenever you see a bounce off of a region, you begin to count the waves from there based on what you see. All right, but if this was trending and going down, of course we can call here wave 1, wave 2, and then possibly wave 3 going down, but we are not in a trending market right now. We are in a 4th wave. So you can't say wave 1 and wave 2 here. Rather, what is happening here is a collection of legs, A, B, C, D, E, and so on, which you will learn better when you read the Elliott wave PDF. So for the USD card, overall trend is bullish. So what you're actually waiting for to be really realistic is a break of this trend line. Okay, it's better to believe that once this trend line is broken, the upward trend can commence. So when you see that, then you can go long here. But for now, assuming you were watching it on the 1-hour chart, you have to be careful. Don't make any trading decisions right now. You can see what's happening on the 1-hour chart. So if the market is able to come down to this level, good and fine, then you wait for a wave bottom situation. But if not, wait for this trend line to be broken to the upside. Okay, so that's the first currency pair you sent. The second one that you sent is AUD USD. Okay, we are going to have a quick look at it, and this video is probably going to be very long, so you are going to have to pay attention. So now, going to the monthly chart, what do we see? You can see here from the monthly, we have railway tracks here, and then a massive hammer / spinning top. Okay, but right now overall trend is down. The most current candle being formed is a bearish one, so we are going to pay attention to that for now because it's on the monthly. So when we come to the weekly chart, this is what we are saying. After this hammer here, this hammer, if you look closely at where it ended, it seemed to stop at a region of not quite close to this region of resistance yet, but it's getting close. Okay, but we look like we're having a cross here. So I have to go lower to see exactly what's happening. Now, going down to the daily, this is what is going on. So from the daily, if you wanted to trade this, I think it's best to look at this as if you are trading it day to day. So when we come to the daily chart, you can see the resistance area here, and price seems to be halting at that region. So even this move that looks as if it's going up may just be a temporary rally up so that the price can actually form a wave top and come down, because MACD is beginning to look very tight. Okay, now remember that the dollar index is currently going up. Where's the dollar index? Let me just show you. You can see that the dollar index is pushing up from the level I showed you guys. All right, so until it gets to this region, for now the dollar is going up, and if the dollar is going up, okay, then definitely this should come down. That means that probably the Australian dollar is very strong right now, or the economy is very strong, and that is why this is not coming down powerfully. But I believe that this probably has the capacity to come down for a bit. Okay, so for the AUD USD, you can see what's happening here. So this looks like just a rally up in price, meaning that this will create there's actually a wave top here which means if I were to go to a lower chart, we'll see it. You can see it here with 1, 2, this whole thing is 3, and this is the 4th wave. So that means we still have one more wave to go down here on the 1 hour chart, 5th wave. All right, so that's it for the AUD USD. So just compare my analysis to yours and make corrections. Some of them you've already gotten them anyway, so you don't have to worry about them. So let's look at EUR AUD, if I can find it. All right, so this is what's happening right now on EUR AUD, but I'm just going to go to the monthly and we'll have a look. So the most current candle is this one that seems to be forming something that looks like it's called the dragonfly, I think, or something, gravestone doji or something, candle enthusiast, but basically it's a reversal pattern. Okay, I believe that the trend upward will still hold, but because this is the monthly and this extreme hammer here has pushed the price down, but it's at a level of support. Okay, so we have to go lower to see what's happening on the weekly chart. And on the weekly chart, you can see that this hammer also formed at this area of support as well, but we seem to have a dead cross here. So until we get another golden cross going up and then a golden cross on the EMAs, this trend is still pointing down. Okay, so if I go to the daily chart, this is what's happening. From the daily chart, look at this place here. This looks like a semi railway track, and you know that that's a reversal pattern. So in as much as this is actually also a 4th wave, I hope you know that, because there's wave 1 here, wave 2, this whole thing here is wave 3, and then this is a very deep 4th wave. Okay, you can see that it hasn't broken the number 2 point yet, so it is still holding true to the Elliott wave rule. Okay, the 3 rules that can't be broken. And we also have steep positive divergence here, so of course I expect that this move is going to go up. Now if we look closely here, it looks like we're forming the 1st wave here, so that means we're about to form a 2nd wave, then to commence a 3rd wave to take us to the upside. So if we get a golden cross here, get a golden cross on the EMAs, then you can expect this market to go up. But in the short term right now, this is what's happening. Okay, so this is a counter trend move right now, and we're at an area of support, but the only way we can take this trade going up is when we get a golden cross here. So this 4-hour chart is beautiful for this trade. If you get a golden cross going up, okay, and then you get a golden cross of the EMAs here, then that means that the upward trend has resumed, and that means that this place becomes number 1, here is number 2, and wherever the market reverses, that will be the number 3, and you can see the profit target potential here. Just to the first leg alone is right now is over 700 pips. So this is a very beautiful trade for those of you who are willing to wait for it, okay, because waiting on the 4-hour can tax your patience. If I go to the 1-hour chart, you can see, I just need to, okay, this is what's going on right now. So you can even wait for this trade on the 1-hour chart. The moment you get a golden cross on the 1-hour chart, just know if MACD crosses going up, EMAs, the 2 of them cross going up, then this trade will start going up. Okay, so for this particular currency pair, I believe that you were right in your analysis, but the problem is how you look at your Elliott wave. Okay, you were right about this one, but you have to be careful about the others. So let me see if I can find USD Mexican here. Let's see. Okay, it's here. So going to USD Mexican, let me start from the monthly. Okay, look at how the market has pushed up extremely from this level of very strong support, okay, which was also a wave 4. You can see the accompanying waves here, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, you can also call here 1. This whole place here is 2, 3, and then 4 and 5. Okay, so right now the market is at a level of indecision, and I marked these 2 levels. You can see we have an inverted hammer here. Okay, so that means that for now on the monthly chart, prices have the market has halted more or less. Okay, going to the weekly, so right now we are just in a state of indecision. So for us, what we are looking for is not to start counting waves here. I have marked the most current levels of support and resistance. So this is what you are supposed to focus on right now. Whether the upward move is still going to commence or it's going to drop down to this level, it doesn't really matter to us right now because this is still a big time frame. Okay, And when you come to the daily, you can see that the market has been in a channel for some time. I think since March. All right. So right now, this is your focus. This channel should be your focus, right? And because of what the MACD is doing right now, I believe that this is some form of fourth wave again. So, but it might still drop down. But for now, concentrate on what's happening here and now. Okay, the market gave us railway tracks here, went up and created another railway track. So it's beginning to constrict. So what you are looking for right now is if the market has the power to push to this level. And if it does that, if it doesn't break here, then you are expecting a move to go up. So if you go to the 4-hour chart, this is what you are looking for. Okay, I'm looking at this right now. If I were to call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. This 4 has broken here, so this one is not valid in that regard. But this whole thing can be 1. Okay, this is 2. So right now maybe the market is trying to go on to 3. So there are two ways of looking at this. If the market has the power to come to this level of support, better for us. Then if we get a golden cross to go up, we'll take it. If not, if you get a golden cross in this region, you might take it, but you have to be careful because between here, if I can find it, between here and here now becomes a sort of a range. All right. So this one you have to watch and wait. And of course, because the USD Mexican has the USD in front, if the dollar begins to go up, then this is supposed to go up as well. Okay. The correlation is not 100%, but you can actually get some very pretty good correlation out of it. So I'm going to look at EuroCAD now. Let's see, where is EuroCAD? EuroCAD, where are you? All right, this is EuroCAD. All right, I believe EuroCAD and Euro AUD, Euro NZ, they are almost doing the same thing. So after the market moved up stiffly, I'm just going to go as fast as I can now. Okay, we have a golden cross here, but right now we're in a retracement. Okay, so this retracement on the monthly chart, we are expecting for it to get to this level of support here, which from here to where the market is currently is about 135 pips. Go to the weekly, that is what's happening right now. You can see we have positive divergence here. This market pushed up and we are in a fourth wave. Okay, a fourth wave, or about to start our third wave if we count here as wave 1. But remember what I said, since you are doing intraday trading, focus on the most current levels of support and resistance. So I'm going to mark here and I'm going to mark here. This makes it easier for you to know what to look for on the smaller time frames. So when you come to the smaller time frames, you can see that we had semi-railway tracks here, okay, and that pushed the market down. All right, so this is a reversal pattern. So right now the trend is going down. So if the market doesn't have the power to get to this level, then at least it has the power to stop somewhere in this region, which is what's happening. So we're in a sort of fourth wave if we look at it carefully. So we are expecting a push to go up. So if you are not currently in any trade here right now, the only thing I can tell you is that you can see we have beautiful positive divergence here, and that means that this is wave 1. So right now we are in the process of wave 2 being formed. Okay, and wave 2 most likely will get to this region here, which I believe, if I were to plot it again, should be about 79%, if you can get it correctly. Let me delete that and start again, because I need to see exactly if the 79% is going to be respected here. If I take it from here to here, all right, so you can see that this level of support is just where 79 is. So, and look at, you can see how strong this trend seems to be going down right now. We have a death cross here. We just had the death cross on the EMAs. So I believe that the 79% region might be where this market will halt. Of course, it could halt around here too, because this is an area of good support as well. So the only way you can get into this trade to go up right now is to get a golden cross on the EMAs here, golden cross again. Okay, so for the Euro card, if I were to look at it based on what you drew, if I can find, I think you were right in what you drew, but you see, you have to do it in terms of technical analysis. Don't just draw lines and expect that the market will obey you. Okay, I used to do that at the beginning as well, and I had a lot of failing trades, okay, because of that. So you follow what the market is showing you, not what you decide the market is saying. You can see all these things I'm saying, I'm basing it strictly mostly on support and resistance to make it easier for me to make analysis. Okay, so let's look at Euro CHF and see. Euro CHF. All right, so this is Euro CHF. Euro CHF, I think that overall the trend will go up eventually if we go from the monthly. Let's see here. You can see that this area seems to be a very strong area of support right now. Okay, and you can see how tiny these candles have been for the past 4 months. So the selling pressure is being severely contested by buyers here. So going to the weekly, you can see that the market seems to be really having problem going down here. It may punch down later, we don't know, but right now the market is at a standstill there. Going to the daily chart, this is what's up. Because this area is a very strong area of support, we are going to be looking at it with so much attention. Okay, we seem to have positive divergence here, and then let me see, the market hasn't broken this level here, so if it reverses here, then it turns to a wave bottom situation. Okay, so going to the 4-hour chart, this is what's happening right now. So right now what we're waiting for is for the market to either resist this area, to be resisted by supported by this area, or for it to penetrate, but I don't think so. You can see all these zigzag candles here. There was a lot of fight from March, I believe, till now. Okay, buyers are really trying to push this thing up, but sellers are really, so there's a lot of fighting going on here right now. The two economies, Switzerland and Europe, they are really struggling here. So whoever will win is who will follow. Okay, but in terms of technical analysis, what I'll tell you is that on the 4-hour chart, let's wait for a golden cross here, a golden cross on the AME, and then we can take this trade up. At least your first target will be in these regions here, which is good for about 94 pips. Okay, right now there are other currency pairs that will give you better pips and with less stress, so you shouldn't worry too much about Euro CHF. Okay, just use it for practice. So let's have a quick look at New Zealand USD. So you know what I've been saying about the dollar index, so I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. So your own is, I want you to go and look at the dollar. If the dollar is going up, New Zealand is expected to come down. Okay, and if so, that's just what I'm going to tell you. But let me just quickly look at it from the monthly here. Okay, so the most current candle right now looks to be bullish, bearish. Whether it will still go up, I'm not too certain, but we are going to have to analyze it manually. We are not in any trend right now, so it's very difficult to decide if the market is going to go up or down. Okay, we can just mark the most current levels of where we think there will be support and where we think there will be resistance, just to help us. I should actually mark here, but I'm going to mark here. Okay, so you can see that right now we are in a channel. All right, so we can't determine a very good trend here. But if you were to ask me, if I have to go lower to the 4-hour chart to show you something, I'm seeing what looks like positive divergence here. So this move here may not have the power to get to this level. All right, it may still come down a bit, just a bit, probably to this level here. And if it does that, then we'll be expecting a wave bottom situation to go up. So anyhow it is, base your analysis of the New Zealand based on what the dollar index is telling you. Okay, right now we are in a channel, a sideways market. This is the type of market that if you had not gone into the trade from here to take it to this level, then you shouldn't be in the trade right now. All right, until you see something positive, and it looks like a sort of fourth wave, meaning that there's still a little bit of push to go down. All right, so let me see, what else do you have here? Euro GBP. I believe that we've analyzed Euro GBP enough for you to be very certain of what you analyzed. Euro GBP, look at what's happening here. I believe I was telling you guys that we're expecting a retracement here. Okay, because if we look at the daily chart, you can see what's happening here. So this is a very strong area of support. So if the market doesn't break this area and is able to bounce off of here, then we'll have a wave 1, wave 2, and then we can commence with 3. Because from the monthly, the monthly, the fourth wave. Okay, So once we get a golden cross here, we expect that this move will go up. But right now, what we're concentrating on is the areas of support and resistance. So if I go to the weekly, you can see that this area is acting as extreme support, okay, for some time now. And if we count waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm expecting some activity here. All right. So going to the daily chart now. So what we are waiting for is what will happen here. Okay, if you are not in a trade here right now, you have to wait. So you are expecting for the market to get supported this area here. So if you get a golden cross to go up, golden cross, of course, you can take this trade, and then here becomes number 1, and then number 2, and then wherever it stops and reverses will be number 3. All right, and your first profit target might be here or here. Okay, notwithstanding the original profit targets, you can see they are still high up there, but I believe in focusing on these areas where there's a lot of activity. Somewhere like here my halt price for a bit, so it's a good area to take your first set of profits, which will still be good for roughly 150, 160, depending on where the market turns around. So for this particular one, you are waiting to see what will happen here. Okay, which other one is there? Euro USD. You already know the analysis on Euro USD. I'm not going to talk about that again because we analyzed it together here. AUD JPY. Let's see if we can find that. AUD JPY from the monthly. What do we see? Same scenario here like the other ones. Massive hammer here. Okay, so based on what is going on here, it looks bearish for now on the monthly chart. Let's go to the weekly. So after this reversal candle here, this is where the market is right now. So we are in a sideways situation. Go to the daily. We are still in a sideways situation. We have what looks like negative divergence here. So we'll see what happens based on if we can get a cross. If we get a cross here, of course the market is about to go down because you can see 1, 2, 3. This whole thing here is with 4. Okay, but on a smaller time frame, this is what is happening right now. Okay, so this one, there's no point in trying to analyze how many waves because we're in a sideways situation, a fourth wave. So it's better to wait for a positive situation that will give us positive signals to go short, probably for the AUD JPY. GBP USD, I've analyzed it for you already, so I'm not going to talk about it. Just analyze it together in line with the dollar index. Okay, GBP CHF goes together with the GBP USD. So most likely, whatever the GBP USD is doing, that's what the GBP CHF is going to do. So I'm not going to analyze that one for you as well. AUD Nzd is almost the same thing as AUD JPY. I'll just briefly look at it and see. You can see it's doing almost the same thing. Okay, if we look at the monthly, okay, this one looks to be slightly different. Let me analyze that for you now. So on the monthly chart, price bounced off of this level of support here and went up. It seems to be at a level of slight resistance. Well, slight here, but this whole area, this is a sideways thing, sort of fourth wave anyway. Going to the weekly. So what we are looking for here now is, if I mark this entire region is a region of support and resistance. So I'm just going to mark it here like so. And you can see we have this beautiful spinning top thing. So this is a reversal candle. All right, this is a reversal candle. So basically we are waiting to see what happens here, whether the market is going to go up or down. I believe that the market is planning to eventually turn around. It's not going to turn around immediately. It may still take a week or more, but obviously it looks like it's trying to turn around because we already have a death cross here. So that means we're waiting for a death cross of the MACD on the daily chart. This could take some time. It could probably take a week or more. So what we're waiting for now is, after this massive negative divergence here, this move here now, this is how I will be looking at it. Okay, I will probably, this is third wave here. Okay, so this region where we are seems to be the 50% level. So the 60% is just below the dotted line I drew here. Okay, so that means that somewhere in this region, if we can get the market to turn around in this region, then that will make here number 1. here number 2, and then we can take our profit targets down. I'm going to have to delete everything so that we'll do the calculation properly. So if I do that again, so I'm assuming that if the market goes up here and reverses, then this place becomes number 1, number 2, and then our profit targets will be to these regions here. And you can see that the first profit target is just slightly below this first area of support. So for the AUD NZD, and I believe for the AUD JPY and all those AUD pairs, overall trend might be down. But of course, you are going to base it on technical analysis, not just what you think in your heart. So this one is going to be good for a position or swing trade. So it's better to wait. So what we're waiting for now is a dead cross on MACD and another dead cross here on the EMAs. Okay, I think that you can wait for this trade. You can wait for this trade either on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour. Okay, so basically on the 1 hour, when you get a dead cross, then you can take the trade. But I believe for me, I'll wait for it on the 4 hour. All right, or better yet, just wait patiently, and when you see another incidence of reversal candlestick on the daily chart here, all right, somewhere around the 62% region is better. If the price can get to that level, it will be better. Then you can take a trade to sell. So that's my take on the currency pairs that you sent me. So please analyze them properly next time. Okay, don't draw massive what do you call them, Elliott wave lines, just because you have to do it in accordance to where you see them. Elliott waves occur at regions of reversal, at the end of a downtrend or at the top of an uptrend. Not that you would take, for instance, now I can't just say, okay, this is wave 1 and then wave 2. It depends on what you are saying, except you are in a trend. If you are not in a trend and you are in a sideways situation, you can't do that. But you can take the Elliott waves based on the end of the reversals. So please, I want you to pay attention to that aspect of your analysis properly, okay? For instance, if you wanted to do Elliott waves, what you would have done is come to this level here where you see a hammer, which means you have to go to the daily chart and then you can count your waves. Now there's wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You understand? And if this reverses and turns around, then this will become wave 1, wave 2, and so on. So this is how I want you to begin to practice to learn how to count your waves. So I hope that this critique will help you. And of course, if you have any more questions, just let me know, okay?